What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 here, back for a video review. Today it's going to be different. It's Soundbar from Samsung Q600F. I'm not an audiophile, not going to lie. I'm showing you the box so you can see what the options are, because half of them I don't understand, nor the difference. Try to researching it. I've always been interested in Dolby Atmos. But again, ever since I had a child, didn't care about sound. I actually just read subtitles, but now she's a little older that I can actually listen to what I'm watching. So I was just like, I have this $300 credit from Samsung because of the monitor that I bought not too long ago. I'll put the link for the review of that super wide screen monitor that I had, which I'm very happy with. But yeah, this is something new to me. I'm gonna upgrade from a 2016 2.0 soundbar, 2 channels, and this is Atmos 3.12. So this is going to be exciting for me. I would upgrade my viewing experience and my listening, obviously. This is what the contents are. I'm buying this for the movies, like it has Bluetooth functionality. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't try it out here because I do have a bunch of portable speakers. So that's not important, but you can see here, you can install this using a wall mount. That is included, which I won't do because this is the wall mount right here. I'm not even going to open it. I have a TV stand, but it looks clean. Let's just put it this way. If you decided to use that, you can connect your TV via Bluetooth if that's what you wanted, and there's no wires. It looks clean. However, you're still going to have to plug it in. So that's, I wouldn't say a downside, but, something to factor in. So you're not going to be completely wireless here, but you can minimize the wires. That's the point. And you can see the remote that is included with 2 AAA batteries. The remote looks pretty good, different than the remote that I'm using. They upgraded the way I don't know if upgraded. You can, there's certainly more buttons than my previous Samsung soundbar. And speaking of which, let's take a look at the aesthetics of this. 3.12 Dolby Atmos DTS Virtual X. Q Symphony is if you have a Q TV as well, it would use the speakers of that TV and then simultaneously with a soundbar, creating a better experience. You see the buttons on the actual speaker itself. If your couch decides to eat your remote, and this is a nice mesh. Metal mesh on the speaker itself, and then the ports in the back: optical in, HDMI in, eARC, and USB. There's no line in, so for those Filipinos out there who's doing video karaoke's not gonna work. You need Bluetooth for that.
We're gonna do this Dolby
this is the
Atmos
Atmos
test.
portion of it, so
I don't know what to expect because we are using the old soundbar. I might not even notice the difference between the new soundbar, but we'll do a comparison. So let's start off with this.
That was the new speaker, by the way, with the Dolby Atmos.
And
now just some different profiles. The difference. All right. So for those who are interested, this is the comparison. Like, I just want to give you just the size difference here. So the new one obviously is the bigger one. The older one is made with mesh. So not only is it longer, but it's also wider. So keep that in mind. If you can see the specs on their website. If you are short in space like myself here, mine just sits on the top of the TV stand. So it's a little bigger, but it's still manageable. Still a lot better than the older ones. So this is the power supply for the first one. I don't know if you want to call it supply, but this is the old one. You can see it has a brick, and I didn't realize the importance of the non-angled here. This is the angled one. The new one is so much better. It takes less space as far as if you have like a power supply or something. And then this is the remote. The newer one is taller. It also has more buttons on it. But the older one, the mesh part of it, looks like it would fit the new one a lot better. And that is it. Hopefully the sound that I provided earlier, it's always hard to create a video regarding speakers because it's hard to simulate the sounds that you hear in person, then because we don't know where you're going to watch this. Obviously, even the Dolby Atmos, the one that I showcased earlier, if your speaker is not Atmos, you're not going to hear the difference of the birds coming up from a different speaker bouncing off your roof and all that stuff. So that is always challenging, but at least the meat of this is that it's a good speaker. For the price that it comes with, I got it for $300. It was on sale, so $300. I used a code. Had I don't have the code, would have I bought it? Probably not. Again, speaker is not the most used item here in this household, but I got that free, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Upgrading from the 2016 Soundbar, which is 2 channels, to an Atmos is a good enough experience to warrant that upgrade. If you don't care much, you don't have to. It works perfectly if you have 4K. Unfortunately, I don't want to showcase it here. I don't want to show a video of 4K movies and all that stuff because I'm just going to get flagged for copyright material. So I did what I have in here. But hopefully this helps you out if you're in the market. It's a very good soundbar. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.